Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees of ISKCON Toronto, my humble obeisances to all of you and wish you all a very blissful Krishna conscious Shri Nityananda Trayodashi. Let us begin by reading a verse from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is a very famous verse. Many of you must be knowing this verse. This is from the Adi Leela of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj. This is the 5th chapter entitled The Glories of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and this is verse number 7. Sankarshana karanato yashai garbhodashai chapayobdhishai sheshascha yasyam shakalasa nityananda khyaramaha sharanam mamastu. Sankarshana karanato yashai Garbhodashai chapayobdhishai sheshascha yasyam shakala sanityananda khyaramaha sharanam mamastu. Sankarshana karanato yashai garbhodashai chapayobdhishai sheshascha yasyam shakala sanityananda khyaramaha sharanam mamastu. Synonyms: Sankarshana, Maha Sankarshan in the spiritual sky. Karana Toya Shai, Karanadakshay Vishnu, who lies in the Karana Sagar, the causal ocean. Garbha Udashai, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who lies in the Garbhodaka ocean of the universe. Cha and Paya Abdishai, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, who lies in the ocean of milk, Kshira Sagar. Sheshaha, Sheshanag, the couch or the bed of Lord Vishnu. Cha and Yasya, whose Amsha, plenary portion, Kalaha, and parts of the plenary portions. Saha, he, Nityananda Akhya, known as Lord Nityananda. Ramaha, Lord Balaram. Sharanam, shelter. Mama, my. Astu, let there be. Translation and purport by our beloved founder Acharya. Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Ashtottar Sharad Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. May Shri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Lord Sankarshana, Lord Sheshanag, and the 3 Purusha avatars, Vishnu Murtis, who lie on the Karana ocean, Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbha ocean, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and ocean of milk, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, are plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. Which means Lord Mula Sankarshan, who is the first expansion of Krishna, Lord Ananta Sheshnag, who maintains innumerable Brahmandas, universes, upon his millions of hoods. The 3 Purusha avatars, Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Kshirodakshay Vishnu, they are Amsha and Kala. They are portions of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, or portions of the portions of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is non-different from Lord Balram. There is no difference between Lord Nityananda and Lord Balram. Therefore, Lord Nityananda Prabhu is called Shri Nityananda Ram. Purport. Shri Swarup Damodar Goswami has recorded this verse in his diary to offer his respectful obeisances to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. This verse also appears as the 7th of the first 14 verses of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, this is the identity and this is the glory of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Yesterday, we discussed from the Bhagavad Gita, and today we read a verse from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yesterday, from Shri Bhagavad Gita, we read how Krishna gives his supreme instruction that we should become Krishna's devotees, we should surrender to Krishna. And this is very confidential knowledge. It should not be shared with those who are not devotees of Krishna, those who don't have faith. This knowledge should not be spoken to them because they will not understand and they will simply make fun of it. But this knowledge should be explained to the devotees, to the faithful. And one who does this is very dear to Krishna. In fact, Krishna later says, there is no one as dear to me as one who shares the knowledge of Shri Bhagavad Gita with the devotees. In Kali Yuga, that same Krishna who spoke Shri Bhagavad Gita came as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Balaramji came as Shri Nityananda Prabhu. But Brajendra Nandana Jai Shashi Suta Hoilo Sai Balarama Hoilo Nitai. And Krishna as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Namo Maha Vadanyaya. There is no incarnation as merciful as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not consider any offenses and he easily gives the highest destination to everyone without any consideration of qualification. Gaura Nama, Gaura Dhama, Gaura Rupa Gun, Aparadha Nahi Mane, Tarite Nipun. Gaura Nam, Gaura Dham, Gaura Rup, and Gaura Gun. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Dham, Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's qualities, Aparadha Nahi Mane. They don't consider any offenses. To chant the name of Krishna, there are offenses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 offenses. But to chant the names of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, there are no offenses. In Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, it is said, Gaura Nama Gaura Dham, Gaura Rupa Gun, Aparadha Nahi Mane, Tarite Nipun. Aparadha Nahi Mane and Tarite Nipun. Very nipun, very expert in Tarite, in delivering all the fallen souls. Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Saba Avatara Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrida Vishwasa Kori Vishaya Chadiya Sera Semajiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Dekho re bhai Tribhuvane nahi Emona doyal data Pashu Pakhi Jhure Pashana Vidare Shuni Jaye Gunagatha. Srila Lochandas Thakur wrote this very famous bhajan glorifying the most merciful Shri Shri Gaur Nitai. I am addressing all of you, my dear friends, from New Panihati Dham. And in 1975, February, when Srila Prabhupada arrived in Atlanta, Georgia, New Panihati Dham, and he saw the devotees so cooperative, so much engaged in the bliss of Krishna consciousness, working together, chanting Harinam, worshipping the beautiful deities, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, and spreading the mission of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with so much dedication. Srila Prabhupada was overwhelmed. And we all have heard that famous address, arrival address, where Srila Prabhupada, he quoted this bhajan of Shri Lochan Das Thakur. Parama Karuna Prabhu Dui Jana. Most merciful, these two Prabhus. Who? Nitai Gaura Chandra. Nitai Gaura, they are most merciful. Because they don't consider any offense. And they have come to give the highest. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. They are giving Krishna Prema, which is the Pancham Purusha Artha. There are 4 Purusharthas that are commonly taught in the Vedas. And what are those? Dharma, follow the path of religion, be pious, and through the practice of dharma, remaining within the maryada, within the boundary of dharma, you earn some wealth. That is called artha. Dharma, artha. With the artha, with the wealth that you earn, again, remaining within the boundaries of dharma, you enjoy. Enjoy life. Get married, have your household, but within the boundaries of dharma, without performing sins, you enjoy. Eat nice laddus and enjoy life. Go for vacations, enjoy life. Dharma, artha, kam. That enjoying is called kam. Fulfill your desires, kamna, your desires. Fulfill your material desires, enjoy. But remain within dharma. So dharma first. Artha, earn well within dharma. Kam, fulfill your desires, remaining within dharma. And by following dharma, ultimately, moksha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, indra tripti, and moksha, liberation. These 4 are the purusharthas. Purusharthas, artha means that which is desirable. And purusha means for human beings. What are the 4 desirable things for all human beings in human society? It is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. But this is not the ultimate. This is very preliminary. This is for everyone. This knowledge can be given to everyone. But what is the real substance? The real substance is the Purushartha Shiromani. Shiromani means Mukutamani, the crest jewel, the highest zenith. What is the highest perfection? That is called Pancham Purushartha. There are 4 ordinary Purushartha, mundane Purushartha, including liberation. It is not the highest. Because ultimately, even in liberation, there is a selfish desire that I want to get rid of suffering in this material world. No more Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, no more birth, old age, disease, and death. That is the stimulus to want moksha, just liberation. But that is not the stimulus for bhakti. Bhakti is ahaituki. There is no selfish motive. You just want to serve and please Krishna. Samsiddhir haritoshana. So the Pancham Purushartha, the real perfection of human life, is the Pancham Purushartha, which is also called Purushartha Shiromani, and that is Krishna Prem. And that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving, not just giving, freely giving. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Freely distributing Krishna Prema. Therefore, Parama Karuna Prabhu Dui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra. And because they are giving Purushartha Shiromani, they are Saba Avatara Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. And they are giving the highest perfection. Therefore, they are Saba Avatar Sara Shiromani. Gaur Nitai are the best of all incarnations. They are most dear to the devotees. And the process by which they are giving the highest Krishna Prem, that is also very pleasurable. Kevala Ananda Kanda. Just chanting, singing, worshipping the deities, having nice friendship with devotees, having nice satsang, honoring nice Krishna Prasad. So this is a very happy and joyous process that Gaur Nitai have come to give us. Therefore they are Namo Mahavadanyaya, most merciful, Krishna Prema Pradayate. And they are freely distributing this, which something that has never been given before. We don't read any other avatar going and giving Krishna Prem like this, distributing Krishna Prem. No. Krishna was performing his Leela with his devotees. He was not going around preaching and making devotees. If someone opposed, Krishna killed him. Someone opposed Lord Ram, Lord Ramchandra killed him. Somebody opposed Narsimha Bhagwan, troubled the devotees, Lord Narsimha finished them, destroyed them. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavam yuge yuge. That was the threefold mission of the Lord in every incarnation. To establish religion, protect the devotees, and to kill the nonsense miscreants, the demons. But what is the mission of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Nityananda Prabhu? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori Swaparshad Swiya Dhama Sahavatari Atyanta Durlabha Prema Koribare Dana Shikhaye Sharanagati Korohe Bhakatera Prana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu is very merciful to all the living entities. How? Swaparshad Suyadhama Saha Avatari. Who is Swaparshad? It is Shri Nityananda Prabhu and other Parshads. Along with them, and along with his most merciful Audarya Dham, most merciful Dham, Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham, Nityananda Prabhu, Shrivas Thakur, Gadadhara Pandit, Advaita Acharya, all the Parshads, Rup Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, along with them, Sarup Damodar Goswami, Ramanandara, he has incarnated. Swaparshada and Suyadhama, Saha Avatari. He has descended not alone, but with his Sangopangastra Parshadam, with his associates, and with his own Dham. And what is he doing? Okay, so he has come, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come with Nityananda Prabhu, other associates, and with Navadvip Dham on this earth planet. What is he doing? Atyanta Durlabha Prem Koribare Dan. Shikhaye Sharanagati Bhakatera Pran. He is giving Bhaktera Pran. He is giving that which is the life and soul of the devotees. And what is that? Atyanta Durlabha Prem. Madhurya Prem. Very, very difficult to obtain. Durlabha. Very difficult to obtain. First of all, human form is Durlabha. Durlabha Manava Janma. To get a human form of life is rare. Look around you. How many species are there? How many species of trees are there? Insects, birds, animals, aquatics. Among them, human species is just one species. In other species of life, we cannot understand spirituality. It is only in the human form of life that this rare gift is available, where we can attain Krishna. Not only get out of this material world, but attain Krishna. So first, human life is rare, and in human life, within human species of life, see how many human beings are there in Toronto. Look around you. And how many devotees have joined? 65. What is the population, Anjana Tirtha Prabhu, of Toronto? Few million, yes, perhaps?
Yes.
Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Bare Dan. Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhakatera Pran. Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschid Yadati Siddhaya Yatamapi Siddhanam Kaschin Mam Viditattvata. Among thousands of men, hardly one endeavors for perfection. Out of thousands of those who endeavor for perfection, hardly one will understand Krishna. Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati Yavana Shasam Tattvata. Only a devotee can understand Krishna. So a devotee of Krishna is very rare. And that very, very rare treasure of Krishna Prem is being distributed by Mahaprabhu. Atyanta Durlabha Prem Kori Bare Dan. Mahaprabhu has come to distribute Krishna Prem, but who is the distributor? That distributor is Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Mahaprabhu is enjoying Radha Bhav, Radha Bhav Dvisulita Navami Krishna Swarupam. 6 years he preached out of 48 years. And then he's just with his devotees enjoying Radha Bhav, enjoying Vrajras. In the daytime, he's listening to Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhara Pandit. At night, he's sitting with Raya Ramananda, Sarup Damodar Goswami in the Gambhira and relishing those verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Relishing Vrindavan Ras, Vrajras. He's relishing. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the relisher. Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tahara Dvitiya Deha Shri Balaram Brajendra Nandana Jai Shachi Sutta Hoilo Sei Balarama hoilo nitai. Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Balramji came as Nityananda Prabhu. Who is Krishna? Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Mrjadesha Arjuna Tishtati. Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam, Ishvara Parama Krishna. That is Krishna Bhagavan. So he is enjoyer. So when he came as Mahaprabhu, even though he's in the mood of Radharani, he's in Bhakta Bhav, he's enjoying. He's enjoying Krishna Prem as a devotee in the mood of Radharani. So Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the relisher. Who is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Relisher. He's relishing Radha Bhav. And who is Nityananda Prabhu? The distributor. The distributor of Krishna Prem is Shri Nityananda Prabhu. And who are we? We have come to receive. Krishna Prem is being distributed and we have come to receive. And who is the distributor? It is Shri Nityananda Prabhu. And today is his appearance day. My dear friends at ISKCON Toronto, please listen carefully what I am about to say. What does it mean? Today is Shri Nityananda Trayodashi. What does it mean? It is 14th of February. It's a Monday and everybody is celebrating Valentine's Day. What are you talking about? What is this Nityananda Trayodashi all about? Please let me explain. It is important to understand what is the tattva of Shri Nityananda Trayodashi. Today, February 14th, 2022 is the most auspicious Shri Nityananda Trayodashi. It is the Tithi, the divine day of the appearance of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur explains in Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat, these 2 days, Shri Nityananda Trayodashi and Shri Gaura Purnima, these 2 days are the most auspicious days in the entire year. Very special tithis, very special days. And Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur explains what is the meaning of these auspicious days that we Vaishnavas observe and celebrate. When we say Shri Nityananda Trayodashi today, 14th February, this day is not just any day on the calendar, my dear friends. Please have faith. When we say Nityananda Trayodashi, it means this day is a manifestation of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. The Tithi, Shri Nityananda Trayodashi, has the same potency as Shri Nityananda Prabhu. The Tithi, Shri Gaura Purnima, which is coming up next month, has the same potency, same mercy, same compassion as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no difference between the personality's name and the personality's tithi, the personality's abode, the personality's pastimes, the personality's paraphernalia. There is no difference. The tithi of a great personality is non-different from that personality. The mercy that Jagayan Madai got from Shri Nityananda Prabhu, that same mercy is available to all of us today, because today the tithi is Nityananda Trayodashi. This day is non-different from Shri Nityananda Prabhu. These are not my words. These are the words of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat. And these are the words of our Acharyas. Gaura Purnima Tithi has the same potency as Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Krishna Janmashtami has the same potency as Lord Krishna. Shri Radhashtami, Shri Balram Jayanti have the same potency as Srimati Radharani and Lord Balaram respectively. So this we have to understand. So today is a very special day. Today we are with Nityananda Prabhu because it is his Tithi. Some realize it, some don't realize it. So let us realize that today, February 14th, 2022, Nityananda Prabhu's full mercy is available. So let me spend this day honorably. Let me honor Shri Nityananda Prabhu. It is his day today. Any devotional service I perform today will be accepted by Shri Nityananda Prabhu. So let us be absorbed, my dear friends. Yesterday, we saw the sweet relationship that Shri Nityananda Prabhu has with Shivananda Sen and also with Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Today, let us see what a sweet relationship Shri Nityananda Prabhu has with Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let us discuss that. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadvip Dham, and for the first 24 years of his life, he enjoyed his pastimes in Shri Navadvip Dham. as a grihastha. He was married to Srimati Vishnupriya Devi. He was there as the son of Sri Jagannath Mishra and Srimati Shachi Mata. He had loving friends there like Shri Nityananda Prabhu, Shrivas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, Kolavecha Sridhar, Mukunda, Narhari Sarkar, so many of them. And he had wonderful pastimes with them. Shri Nityananda Prabhu appeared in Ekachakra Dham. I actually wanted to describe Shri Nityananda Prabhu's relationship with Shri Ekachakra Dham because that is where he appeared and today is his appearance day. But that is a very emotional pastime. And I don't want to leave all of you. It's a very heartwarming pastime, but at the same time, very heartbreaking also. Because Shri Nityananda Prabhu, at the age of 12, left Ekachakra Dham. And then what happened to Ekachakra Dham, what happened to the residents of Ekachakra Dham is very heart-rending. So I didn't want to describe that today. I want to leave all of you happy. So Shri Nityananda Prabhu appeared in Ekachakra Dham. He stayed there for the first 12 years of his life, just like Krishna and Balram. They stayed in Shri Vrindavan Dham for 11 to 12 years, and then they left. Shri Nityananda Prabhu left Ekachakra Dham, and he traveled on a pilgrimage with a very great sannyasi. Eventually, Shri Nityananda Prabhu traveled by himself on a pilgrimage. He received initiation from Shri Lakshmipati Tirtha in Pandharpur Dham. Later in Western India, he met Shripad Madhavendra Puri and accepted him as his Shiksha Guru. His Diksha Guru was Lakshmipati Tirtha Maharaj and his Shiksha Guru was Shripad Madhavendra Puri. Then Shri Nityananda Prabhu came to Shri Vrindavan Dham again and settled down in Shri Vrindavan Dham. Shri Nityananda Prabhu appeared approximately 12 years before the advent of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Nityananda Prabhu preceded Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his appearance by 12 years. So, until Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested his Leela, his pastimes, as Bhavuk Nimai, as the great devotee Nimai, who had so much bhav for Radha and Krishna, Shri Nityananda Prabhu until then remained in Shri Vrindavan Dham. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, approximately when he was little over 18 years old, he fully manifested himself as a devotee after receiving initiation from Shri Ishwar Puri Maharaj. He went to Gaya to perform the final rites of his father. There he met Shri Ishwar Puri Maharaj, got initiated, and then came back to Shri Navadvip Dham and manifested himself as the greatest devotee this world has ever seen. Bhavuk Nimai. He was baby Nimai in his childhood. Then he became Nimai Pandit, the great scholar. Vidya Vilas Leela, enjoying education and defeating people in debates and arguments. So Nimai, baby Nimai, Bal Nimai, then there was Nimai Pandit, and there was Bhavuk Nimai. Bhavuk Nimai is the disciple of Shri Ishwar Puri Maharaj. Bhavuk Nimai is the form of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who started the Nam Sankirtan movement in Navadvip. Nama Sankirtanarambhe Bhavishyami Shachi Sutta. Only after Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started the Nam Sankirtan mission, Nityananda Prabhu decided to come to Navadvip and join Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because this was the desire of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Shri Nityananda Prabhu should be the distributor of Krishna Nam and Krishna Prem. So patiently, Shri Nityananda Prabhu waited in Vrindavan Dham. While in Vrindavan Dham, Shri Nityananda Prabhu was playing with the Vrajvasi boys. He would sport in the Yamuna, he would swim in the Yamuna, he would visit different holy places, he would remember his own pastimes as Balram. And he was in complete ecstasy in Shri Vrindavan Dham. When Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested himself as the greatest devotee, immediately Shri Nityananda Prabhu left Shri Vrindavan Dham and came to Shri Navadvip Dham. He came to Shri Navadvip Dham and stayed at the house of Nandanacharya. One night, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a dream. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up in the morning and told all his associates about his dream. He said, "My dear devotees, last night I had a very extraordinary, wonderful dream. In my dream, I saw Baladav. I saw Lord Balaram, and he was in his own chariot. And the chariot was decorated with the flag of palm tree. And Balramji was looking at me and asking me, is this the house of Nimai? Is this where Nimai lives? Is this the house of Nimai?" He was repeatedly asking me. And I asked him, "Who are you? Are you Balaram?" And this great personality, Shri Balaram, he replied to me, "Yes, I am Balaram. I am your brother, and I will meet you tomorrow." My dear friends, I had this dream last night, and I feel that a very great personality has come to Navadvip. Please go and find out if some great personality has come to Navadvip. Go, find out. Saying this, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dispatched Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Haridas Thakur to all the corners of Navadvip to search. They looked everywhere, but they could not find anyone. Any new person who had arrived in Navadvip the previous day, they could not find. They came and they told Mahaprabhu, "We could not find despite searching everywhere." Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Come with me, I will take you." And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took all his associates and walked straight to the house of Shri Nandanacharya. And he opened the door, and sitting inside was Shri Nityananda Prabhu. And my dear friends, this was the first face-to-face meeting of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Nityananda Prabhu, the two divine brothers. For the first time, they met face-to-face, heart-to-heart. Their eyes met, and Nityananda Prabhu, seeing Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the object of all his love, his Vishaya Vigraha, Shri Balramji, who came as Shri Nityananda Prabhu, immediately lost external consciousness in ecstasy. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ran forward and grabbed Shri Nitai and sat down and placed Nityananda Prabhu on his own lap. And devotees came, they sprinkled some water. And immediately Nityananda Prabhu came back to external consciousness. And seeing the Lord of his life, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu embraced Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heart to heart. And they both drenched each other with tears of love. This was the first meeting between Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadhatau sankirtanai kapitarau kamalayatakshav vishwambharau dvijavarau yugadharma palau vande jagat priyakarau karunavataro. The most merciful lords, Gaur Nitai, together started doing Nam Sankirtan. Sankirtanai kapitarau kamalayatakshav. Their lotus eyes, beautiful. Together, glancing at each other, they started doing Nam Sankirtan together. And for some years, this beautiful Leela of Nam Sankirtan by Navadvip Bihari, Shri Shachinandan Gaurahari, and Shri Nityananda Ram, along with their associates, went on very nicely, my dear friends. But then one day, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Shri Nityananda Prabhu to a solitary place and told him that I am going to leave Shri Navadvip Dham and I am going to take sannyas because people are not accepting the message of Nam Sankirtan wholeheartedly. They are finding faults with me. They consider me to be an attached grihastha. Therefore, I will take sannyas so that all these offenders, they will be forced to offer respect to me. And when they offer respect to me, when they bow down to me, my dear Nitai, I will forgive their offenses and I will give them Krishna Prem. So I will take sannyas. I will leave my beloved wife, Shri Vishnupriya Devi. I will leave my loving mother, Shri Shachi Mata. And I will leave all of you, my beloved friends. And I will wear the drab dress of a sannyasi, shave my head, take a sannyas danda in my hand and the kamandalu, the water pot of a beggar, and I will leave and go to the forest. Nityananda Prabhu was heartbroken. But at the same time, this was nothing new to Shri Nityananda Prabhu. You see, as Lakshman, he had seen how Shri Ram had subjected Sita Devi to Agni Pariksha. How Shri Ram, because he is Maryada Purushottam, Lord Ramachandra is Maryada Purushottam. He follows the rules, the ethics that human society must follow. He sets the ideal standard for human behavior, Shri Ramachandra, Maryada Purushottam. He kept Srimati Sita Devi under the care of Valmiki Muni, not with him in the palace, because the citizens of Ayodhya, some of them were taking advantage of what had happened in the life of Sita and Ram. So he told, Lord Ramchandra had told Lakshman to take Sita to the ashram of Valmiki Muni and leave her there forever. This most painful task was given to Lakshman, who is Nityananda Prabhu. So this was nothing new for Nitai. He knew that that same Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram in Dwapar Yug came as Leela Purushottam Krishna. And now he has come as Prem Purushottam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Ramachandra Maryada Purushottam. Shri Krishna Chandra Leela Purushottam performs wonderful pastimes like Ras Leela. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Prem Purushottam. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate. So he understood the mood and mission of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and made only one request, that my dear Nimai, I have only one request. You must follow what is in your heart. You are fully independent. You are Swarat. We cannot stop you. But please don't abruptly leave. Give chance to the devotees to prepare themselves. We cannot be prepared for your sannyas, but at least give us a chance. Please disclose your mind to Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi and Shachi Mata. Please tell them. And at least tell Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda. These devotees you must tell, and Haridas Thakur. Otherwise they will not be able to live. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed to the proposal of Shri Nityananda Prabhu and revealed his plans to these devotees. Otherwise, Shachi Mata, how she would have survived? Tell me. If suddenly one day she would have found her Nimai is gone, it was Nityananda Prabhu's mercy that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed his plans in advance so that they could somewhat prepare. When Shri Nityananda Prabhu saw that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had decided Makara Sankranti as the tithi to accept sannyas, he told Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I will go to Katwa and I will make preparations for your sannyas ceremony. Not many devotees know, but Shri Nityananda Prabhu had gone as the advance party to Katwa, and there he had prepared everything for the sannyas ceremony of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see, when we have initiation ceremony, there is so much preparation to be done, right? So similarly for Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas, so much preparation needed to be done. Who did that? It was our Nityananda Prabhu, always there to assist Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After taking sannyas, it was Shri Nityananda Prabhu who brought Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Shantipur, knowing that the devotees in Navadvip are practically dying in separation from Mahaprabhu. It was such a shock to them that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left them. In those days, taking sannyas is not like the sannyas we see in today's day and age. In those days, sannyasis would walk barefoot. They would never cook any food for themselves. They would do madhukari and survive. They would live in the forest. They would constantly travel. It was a very hard life. There was no WhatsApp and messaging and internet and email, Facebook, nothing. Once Mahaprabhu left Navadvip, there was practically hardly any news of what was happening in the life of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was a shock for all the Navadvip devotees. And they were dying in separation. In fact, after Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, and in the morning, all the devotees, they came to the house of Shachi Mata, and they saw Shachi Mata sitting at the doorstep crying. Vishnu Priya Devi crying inside the house. They all decided that there is no point in living now. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gone to take sannyas, which means he will never ever come to Navadvip. And he never came to Navadvip. So what is the purpose of living? Why should we live? Why should we survive? Let us go to Ganga. Let us tie rocks around our neck and jump into Ganga and end our life. They all decided. Shri Advaita Acharya and all the devotees had decided. But at that time, Shri Nityananda Prabhu spoke through Akashvani. And he said, don't worry. Within 4 or 5 days, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be with all of you in Shantipur. Please be patient. Shri Nityananda Prabhu had this sweet relationship with the residents of Navadvip. He saved their life. And then he tricked Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and brought him to Shantipur. This was the intimate relationship that Nityananda Prabhu had with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he could lie to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After taking sannyas, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, take me to Vrindavan. I will stay there for the rest of my life and I will enjoy Vrajaras. That was the plan of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to go to Vrindavan. But Nityananda Prabhu knew that the residents of Navadvip are dying in separation from their Nimai. So he told Mahaprabhu, let's go in this direction. That is where Vrindavan is. And he tricked and brought him to Shantipur. The Ganga river was flowing and Nityananda Prabhu said, this is Yamuna. We are almost reaching Vrindavan. Come on, let's keep walking. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in divinely intoxicated state of Krishna Prem. He kept walking, thinking that this is Yamuna. And then suddenly they reached Shantipur and they saw Advaita Acharya there. Because Nityananda Prabhu, see the relationship between Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. Very sweet. He sent Chandrasekhar Acharya as an advance party to Shantipur to tell Advaita Acharya that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming. He will be crossing the Ganga. His clothes will get wet. So get a pair of fresh clothes for him. Sannyas clothes. So Advaita Acharya was ready in his boat with a pair of fresh sannyas clothes for Mahaprabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu said, this is Yamuna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jumped into the river thinking it is Yamuna. But actually it was Shantipur. It was Ganga. As he was taking his bath, he saw Advaita Acharya in a boat. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Advaita Acharya, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? How did you get here? And Shri Advaita Acharya said, this is Shantipur. This is where I live. That's my house. See? On the other bank of Ganga. That's my house. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked at Nityananda Prabhu and he complained to Advaita Acharya. This Nitai lied to me. He told me this is Vrindavan and he told me this river is Yamuna. Now see the relationship between Nitai and Advaita Acharya. Immediately Advaita Acharya took up for Nitai. He said, yes, what Nityananda Prabhu said is true. This is Vrindavan. Right? But you said this is Shantipur. How can you say this is Vrindavan? Advaita Acharya said, no, this is Vrindavan. Because wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. Wherever there is a pure devotee of Krishna who carries Radha and Krishna in their heart. Please analyze this. Tomara Hriday Sada Govinda Vishrama. Shri Narottam Thakur says, in the heart of a pure devotee, Krishna resides always. Krishna is doing Leela in the heart of a pure devotee. So who is in the heart of a pure devotee? Krishna. And Vrindavana Parityaja Padam Ekam Na Gacchati. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. And Krishna is in the heart of a pure devotee. So wherever a pure devotee is, there is Krishna. And wherever Krishna is, there is Vrindavan. Because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavana Parityaja Padam Ekam Na Gacchati. Therefore, Advaita Acharya said, my dear Mahaprabhu, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. So yes, this is Vrindavan because you are here. What about the river? This is Ganga. Advaita Acharya said, no, Nityananda Prabhu is right. Because in Prayag, Ganga and Yamuna meet and then they continue to flow. But because they have met and their water has mixed, Yamuna flows on the western side and Ganga flows towards Bengal in the eastern side. So on the eastern, so in Navadvip, in Bengal, the eastern bank of Ganga is Ganga. And the western bank of Ganga is Yamuna, because in Prayag, the two waters of Ganga and Yamuna have merged. So you are standing on the western bank, you are bathing on the western bank of Ganga, which is Yamuna. So what Nityananda told you is correct. You are in Yamuna. That is Yamuna. So this is the sweet relationship between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. Always taking up for each other. Always protecting each other. This is how devotees should be. Always there to protect each other. Always there to take care of each other. To watch over each other. And then, after staying for 10 days in the house of Shri Advaita Acharya in Shantipur, and beautiful pastimes took place there, Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Shri Advaita Acharya sent a palanquin to Shachi Mata, to bring Shachi Mata to Shantipur from Navadvip, so she could spend time with her son, Nimai. See the relationship that Nityananda Prabhu had with Shachi Mata. As a loving son, he could understand that she really needs to come, but she will not be able to walk in distress and in ecstasy. So he sent a palanquin. And she was carried in a palanquin and brought to Shantipur. For 10 days with great happiness, she cooked. And then she told Nimai that, please accept one request from me. Don't go to Vrindavan. It's too far away. I will never hear about you. But go to Jagannath Puri. That same Krishna is staying in Jagannath Puri. Jai Gaura Sai Krishna Sai Jagannath. Is staying in Jagannath Puri, Krishna only. Go and stay in Jagannath Puri. Make Jagannath Puri as your headquarters. That way, I will get regular news about you. Mahaprabhu agreed. And along with Nityananda Prabhu, he started going to Jagannath Puri. On the way, as they were taking bath in Mahanadi, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his sannyas danda to Nityananda Prabhu to hold. And he went, took his bath. When he came, there was no danda. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu, where is my danda? Where is my sannyas danda? Shri Nityananda Prabhu said, danda? What danda? My sannyas danda, my sannyas staff. I had given it to you to hold for safekeeping when I went for bath. Where is it? Oh, that was just a bamboo stick. Actually, no, it was not a bamboo stick. It was my sannyas danda. 33 crore demigods, devatas, they live in that danda of a sannyasi. It is the only companion that a sannyasi is allowed to carry with him. Sannyas danda. Please, it was the only possession I had. Where is my sannyas danda? Shri Nityananda Prabhu actually had broken that danda in anger in 3 pieces and thrown it into the river. Nityananda Prabhu said, he lied again to Mahaprabhu. He said, oh, that's sannyas danda. Remember, we were doing Nam Sankirtan? You were in ecstasy, and in your ecstasy, you fell on that danda, and that danda broke. It was just a bamboo stick, so I don't know where it is. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood what Nityananda Prabhu had done, and he got transcendently angry at Nitai. Sometimes in a loving relationship, there is squabbling and there is some light quarreling also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have broken my danda. This is not good. Now I will travel alone. I will not travel with you. So I am either you go ahead to Jagannath Puri or I will go ahead. Nityananda Prabhu said, you go ahead because we want to keep watching you. If we go ahead, we will not be able to see you. So you go ahead and we will follow behind you. So in this way, Mahaprabhu went ahead to Jagannath Puri and Nityananda Prabhu, Mukunda, they followed behind. But our acharyas explain, why did Shri Nityananda Prabhu break the sannyas danda of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I will explain that reason and we'll conclude because it's almost 8 o'clock. It is said that the 33 crore demigods, all the devatas, they live in the sannyas danda of a sannyasi. And Mahaprabhu was carrying that danda. And Nityananda Prabhu thought, the demigods, the devatas are supposed to serve my Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why should Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carry the danda like this, which is the representation of all the devatas? So no, the devatas should be at his lotus feet. Not that Mahaprabhu is carrying the devatas. Devatas should be serving his lotus feet. Thinking like this, Nityananda Prabhu broke it. Broke the danda. No more carrying devatas. The devatas should serve you. Another reason is, Shri Keshav Bharati Maharaj, the sannyas guru of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, had given him Ekadanda. That is the impersonalist school of sannyas. But Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Krishna Prem, Bhakti. So therefore, the devotees who carry, the devotee sannyasis who carry 3 danda is what Nityananda Prabhu wanted Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to have. Therefore, he took his Ekadanda and broke it into 3 pieces and made it 3 danda. So therefore, the followers of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they follow the 3 danda sannyas. In this way, my dear friends, Nityananda Prabhu broke the danda. There is much more to discuss, but we will stop here because I have another service now. So Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. This is the wonderful relationship of Nityananda Prabhu with the devotees. And today we pray to Shri Nityananda Prabhu that we are able to become purified and we are also able to realize our eternal relationship with Nitai Gaur Radhesham. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.